So it's springtime, and as most of you know, that's usually our signal to get started on road projects here throughout the township. And I've gotten a lot of notes, a lot of calls. I know that there's a lot of Facebook chatter about some of the road work that's being done here in the township. But you should know that look, we're all going to have to be patient. This is the time of year that we often see a lot of different projects getting started all at the same time. So just to give a recap of some of the work that's being done here in town, and I accept the fact that in the middle of all of this, we're all going to be a little bit inconvenienced. I myself, even earlier this week, was going out to a township council meeting and had gotten my Civic Ready alert to tell me that work was being done on Dunham's, and that's the road I have to go on in order to get to the council meeting, and I forgot. So like most of us, I got stuck in the traffic as people were being detoured onto Riders Lane. Look, that's what happens this time of year. And so in order to better explain to you what's going on, I wanted to shoot this video to give you that level of explanation. So one, everybody knows we're working on the Route 18 project. Now that's a state-run project. It's run by the Department of Transportation. It's a state road. The town has absolutely no control over that. However, we had been complaining for years that Route 18 was in deep trouble, that the state had spent money fixing a good portion of Route 18 down by Old Bridge, which I personally didn't think really was that bad, and had neglected East Brunswick. And a lot of our roads in that area were left in terrible shape. So the state spent the last 3, 4, 5 years coming up with engineering plans, working on details with landowners in order to get the land rights, in order to expand and turning lanes and to provide for the work that needs to be done on that highway. That took a long time, but we're finally here. At the same time, turns out that a lot of the water projects that are on Route 18, those are lines that are owned by the Township of East Brunswick. And they were a big problem with flooding on Route 18 with big storms. That became part of the Route 18 project over the last 5 years and was incorporated into that project that you see starting now. Now, it's an $18 million project just for the water lines alone, and the state is funding half of that. So if we don't do that now, while the rest of the project's being done, then ultimately as those lines fail, which they will, and they already have started to do, we're going to have to repair it later. And then the full $18 million or more, if prices go up, will be the burden of us taxpayers. So we're just going to get the work done now. It is a 4-year project. You can go on to the East Brunswick website or the Department of Transportation, and they will give you updates on what's being done, whether it's water work, whether it's pavement work. And yeah, most of the work's being done at night because we don't want to inconvenience businesses. We understand that it's dangerous during the day to both traveling public and the people that are working. So the work's being done at night. Yes, I know there may be medians. Nobody's going to move a large concrete median because they're not working during the day. We're going to have to deal with delays and we're going to have to deal with traffic. So I'm asking people to be patient. It will look better in the end, but plan ahead. We also have a lot of county projects that are being done. For the longest time, the county really didn't spend a lot of time in East Brunswick, and our major roads, we have a lot of them that are county roads, were neglected. So in taking office back in 2016, we really tried to plead with the county to do that. Now, county will come out and do the roads, and they've been doing it, but the first time we asked them to do that, they were doing a project and ran into a little bit of a truffle with some of our traffic safety people in town, and they decided to leave and then come back for another year. So we've got a plan. That is on the township website, which roads are being done. It is completely dependent upon weather. So obviously, if there's bad weather, those dates can change. But we've got road work being done on Riders, road work on Cranberry. The road work on Riders is just about done today. And then they're going to be heading off to Main Street to do the projects that they had promised to do and want to take advantage of what we seem to be getting, which has been a week of just great weather. So that's the county projects. As you also know, PSE&G has been going over the last couple of years and replacing a lot of their lines. When they do that, they often have to dig up roads. If they dig up a road in a manner where it can't be repaired in any other way than doing the entire road, then that's what they'll do. If it's a portion of a road, then they repair a portion of the road. The project has been designed, and the understanding that we have with PSE&G is that when they dig up a road, they will replace it at or better than the condition in which they found it. Right now, they're working on completing the project that they did on Dunham's Corner Road because they had to wait for some of the repair areas to settle before they could actually repave. And they're actually doing more than what they were requested to do. They're doing the entire road. So I talked about the state project, which obviously is the 4-year Route 18 project being done. Talked a little bit about the county roads that are being done. And obviously we touched a little bit upon the PSE&G work that's being done. And that's a project that's going to go on for the next couple of years until they're finished with all of their work. The last leg of all of this is, of course, the 180 miles of township roads that belong to and are the responsibility of East Brunswick. And have to say that on taking office, it was something that really was not done for a while. Part of that was money, recession, and it fell behind. And the roads were not in great condition. People would write to me letters saying that, oh my God, East Brunswick, it's like a third world country. I think that's a little hyperbole. East Brunswick's not a third world country. Those people probably never visited a third world country, but I get the point. And we really needed to work on roads. And so at some point, we want to get our roads looking kind of like the one right here that was just done. And that is a township responsibility. Each year we contribute somewhere between $2 and $4 million towards doing our township roads. And we do them in the order of priority, the roads that are in the worst condition first. Each year we do that. We do not publish what the roads are because winter conditions can change the condition of a road, and something that might have been really a low priority now becomes a higher priority, no different than in your own home. So each year, and of course, the projects are bidded out, and the prices could change because it's completely dependent upon the price of labor, the price of asphalt, which is a function of oil prices, which we all know what's happened with those. So we can't really make big commitments to roads until we actually get to the season when we're starting and get to it. But this is the product of our own township working with our contractors to repave roads. When roads are in poor condition, that they no longer can be corrected by simply filling potholes or crack sealing areas, then it falls on to the list of the planning and engineering department for repaving. And again, all done in order of priority. No one section of town is favored over any other. No one area other than the fact that if they are roads that are near public transportation, if they're roads that are near schools, houses of worship, main arterial roads, those are always going to have priorities over small cul-de-sacs and side streets. But at the end of the day, we want to get to everything, and we will get there. And I think we just need to all sort of keep calm, plan ahead. If you know that you're going to be on roads that are heavily traveled, that you know work is being done on, leave early, have alternative routes. Everybody should have civic ready. The police department and the township does a great job of letting people know what roads are going to be done. Pay attention, and we'll get through this. This is, again, all designed to try to make the roads better and the conditions for all of us who live here much better.